Hello and welcome. This is Darian DeFord bringing you yet another community challenge. This will be the 15th in the series. This community challenge was hosted by our very own Sparrow on the Battleforge forums. It was set to the single player map Siege of Hope, set to expert difficulty using a collection deck, which means you're allowed to use any cards that you want so long as cards are not restricted. Now there were a few card restrictions for this map. You were not allowed to use Lost Banestone, Ami Monument, Warden Sigil, Mark of the Keeper, Sentinel, or Enlightenment. And also, if you're going to build an orb, you had to do it within 2 minutes of looting a chest. Along with those restrictions were certain achievements. The more achievements you earned, the more points you earned. The winner of this community challenge had to earn as many achievements as possible while completing the map. That victory was determined by Werepuppy, coming in at 21 minutes and 56 seconds. Congratulations, Were. And let's see how you did it. I'll be playing this replay at 2 times speed and slowing it down when I need to. He'll bring in 2 squads of Windweavers to deal with the Twilight Infestation camp coming up. He'll have to deal with minions as well as archers. The archers are the greater threat, and 2 Windweavers with crowd control will do it. You want to concentrate fire on the archer, so he uses a snaring route to stop the minions. He will now DPS down the minions, and you will have a second group of archers come from this north Twilight Infestation right there. They'll be DPS down. He's now going to break off 1 Windweaver to go to the northern base, and this group of Windweavers is going to claim these 2 Power Wells and not attack these guys if he possibly can. They're out of aggro range, which is what you want. Once he has the power, he's going to bring in a Stranglevine Shadow Affinity, and once it's completed, it will root as well as damage, and then these Windweavers will deal with the Twilight Infestations. As you can see, the second group of Windweavers here is traveling up here to the northern base in order to claim these 4 wells. As long as you take the outside route here, you will not be harassed. Now, you don't need to worry about this infestation camp right here because they won't bother you whatsoever. One of the achievements is you were not allowed to use a Swift unit, so he obviously got the points for that. He has now looted the chest, so he is able to do his orb if he so wishes. He chooses not to. And as you can see, the Windweavers has started DPSing down the infestation. He has claimed his orb. He's got 2 of them now. He is now going to bring his Windweavers back down. However, he was avoiding this patrol. And they are going to meet in the middle. If you don't wish to attack the Twilight Infestation that he's about to, you can set up a defense right here and it will stop all the patrols from hitting that northern Lyrian base. He is going to get a total of 4 Windweavers as well as a Dryad. You got to be careful with this group of Twilight creeps. He uses an ensnaring route in order to make sure they don't attack him, because it will, without crowd control, destroy this army. And he's now going to park them right here as well as bring in a 5th set of Windweavers. So he has 5 Windweavers and 1 Dryad. And as you will see, 2 infestation camps, a tower as well as a Sky Scorcher is no map. There's a chest right here that he's going to loot. When he does, he's going to bring in his second orb, which I believe is going to be a Frost Orb, if I remember correctly. And as I said, no problem whatsoever. Now, when you're doing this, you got to be careful. This Shaman right here, once this orb starts to create, it's going to pull this Shaman. As you can see, there he goes. He uses the Windweaver, pulls the Windweavers to pull the Shaman, try to get him out of aggro range. However, these Shamans apparently have a long range for healing. So there it goes. He is now attacking that. He's trying to pull the Shaman back, but the orb ends up pulling the Sky Scorcher, which pulls the rest of them. He uses the Home Soil, gives you a 55% damage bonus, and then he summons in a Burrower, and we'll follow him in a second. He concentrates firepower on this Tree Fiend. He's going to bring in a Crystal Fiend, which is going to help with the healing. However, it's still within range of the Sky Scorcher, and as you will see here in a second, it ends up getting eaten up by the Sky Scorcher. There he is right there, and the Sky Scorcher just destroys it. He has now brought in a second Burrower. What he's trying to do is come over here and grab this orb while not getting with all this. He doesn't quite make it, so this Burrower dies, but this is the Burrower we want to follow right here. There's a chest back here that you have to loot. So he comes in here and plays ping pong with all these Twilight Leeches, which ends up, and then he sneaks in a Dryad to loot the chest. These Twilight Leeches will teleport your units around, so you got to be real careful with it. Those units are dead, but it doesn't matter because the orb or the chest is looted, so he can now do a orb if he so wishes. He's going to summon in another Burrower, and this Burrower is going to come up in here and claim this orb right here. He has sacrificed these units to get the power back in his void. He's going to walk the long way around, make sure he doesn't aggro anything. He's going to use a cold snap, freeze him, and then he is going to pop in his orb, his third orb, which I believe is going to be Shadow. He is then going to use the Burrower to take out this infestation. And to clear all these, he's going to use a Soul Shatter, which is an area of effect spell from Shadow, and there it is right there, and it has no problem taking him out. The Burrower dies, but it doesn't problem. It cleared out that entire camp. He now has 3 orbs: Frost, Nature, and Shadow, and now he is building up power. One of the achievements for this map is you weren't allowed to summon any of these walls right here. So without having to summon the walls, you have to have a very, very solid defense. He has now brought in his 4th orb, which is going to be a Shadow Orb, so he has 2 Shadow Orbs. He's going to bring a Burrower up here, drop down a Breeding Grounds, and start bringing in his Error 4 units for defense. Now you got to be careful. You got to get it up very quickly. This Twilight Infestation camp to the north is going to be launching Twilight Hulks and Abominations at you very, very quickly. As a matter of fact, the second wave. The Burrower is now going to start heading to the south. You want to be careful right here in the middle. You don't want a non-swift unit to go through that because they will be eaten alive. Here comes your first attack wave. It's going to be a couple of Devastators. He's going to bring in a Construct to deal with them, which has the lovely thing of being able to knock back small, medium, large, as well as extra large. Here comes another Twilight Devastator. He's going to let the defense towers handle it, and once he is able to clear it, he is going to bring in defenses down to the south. As you can see, one Construct has no problem. However, he now has Twilight Hulks coming in. He has now brought in a Strangling Vine as well as Necroblasters for defense for the southern camp. As you can see, he's using his Snaring Root until he can get his forces set up here. The Construct can knock back the Twilight Hulks, which is a lot of great. I love it. I love seeing those things knocked back. Your southern base won't have as strong attacks as quickly. I think it's the 4th or 5th wave, if I remember correctly. These Necros get power from corpses, so the more corpses you can destroy, the stronger those attacks are. He has now brought in a 2nd Construct and Ensnaring Roots to keep him built. Like I said, you're not allowed to build up walls if you want to get the points for that particular achievement. And as you can see, 2 Constructs have no problem taking out a Hulk. Now he's going to get an army up here. The idea is to take out this base as quickly as he can. Take out this base right here and the patrols will stop for the northern base. Take out this base right here and they'll stop for the southern base. And as you can see, the patrols keep on coming. He's now got 3 Constructs around his breeding grounds, and he's now got a Construct and 2 Necroblasters. And as you can see, it is no problem. You got the corpses going to the Necroblasters, keeping them charged up. 3 Constructs in the north, 1 Construct in the south. And you also have patrols coming up here to attack your 4th orb. He has a Necrofury in siege mode, which is going to stop any attack he has coming. He's now started to summon in a Gemini. So you have 3 Constructs and a Gemini. He is now making his run for this base right up here in the north. You do have a Twilight Dragon, which negates any type of spell, so you got to be very, very careful with your placement. And as you can see, 2 Gemis, 3 Constructs, no problem. He's going to bring in a 3rd Gemi, which is Overkill, and I love it. They're going to come in. He's going to cast a Ensnaring Roots to hold the Twilight Hulks. He's going to cast a Regrowth here in the back to keep them healed as his health is going to start getting low. There's your Regrowth. The Twilight Dragon goes down. The Hulks go down, and then he is going to come in here and just nuke the base. All this while, you have to keep an eye on the south. You have little patrols coming in. There's a Twilight Hulk, 2 Necrofuries, as well as a Construct, not a problem. He is then going to use his army from the north to come out and clear the entire base here towards the south. Now be careful with these leeches. Like I said, they will teleport your units. That's a Maelstrom right there, which freezes as well as damage. The Constructs have siege damage, so basically any building they hit, they can one-shot. And the Gemis, I believe, have a just adamant skin reducing their damage. There's Twilight Creeps. I really hate them things. Vile Bloods, Twilight Creeps, Horrors, Devastators. And as you can see, 3 Gemis as well as 3 Constructs have no problem. There's a Soul Shatter. Check the base down here. He's lost the Necrofury, but it's so good because he's getting ready to clear out the base. 3 Constructs, 3 Gemis, and he keeps going south. This is his last army right here, or his last opponents. You got 1 more Twilight Hulk. The infestations have now gone. He's only got 1 more infestation, which is spawning building or spawning creeps. He's got 1 Abomination. There goes the infestation. These are rooted with ensnaring roots, and he has now cleared this base. And that's it. There will be no more attacks to the south nor to the north, so you are clear. And if you notice, he didn't summon his 4 power wells here, which is not usual, so my hat's off to him. I guess that's where the breeding grounds comes in. He's now going to bring his construct in and take out all of these towers on his way up there, which stand no chance against the construct with this 100% siege damage. Okay, all he's going to do now is you're going to have a huge wave coming to the southeast as well as to the northwest. He's going to bring in a Lost Spirit ship, Gemmi's Necrofuries. He's brought his Necrofury down, and he's going to build up another defense. At 2 minutes, you're going to have spawns in the like I said, the northwest as well as the southeast. So you need to have a defense set up there as well as set up here. Now you see Constructs, Gemmi's Lost Spirit ship. There it is right there. Got a Soul Shatter that's come down here, knocking out the southeast. You've got another Soul Shatter along with a Maelstrom, taking out the Twilight Dragon. And as you can see, the defenses held without a problem whatsoever. You now have 1:45 left for the map. He is now going to sacrifice all these units that he used to defend, get all that power back into his void power, and he is just going to leave this lovely Necro Fury. And he is going to super buff it with Unholy Power and Unholy Hero, and it is going to one-shot the boss mob, or the boss. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's going to be happening here at 45 seconds, I believe it is, if I remember right. We'll sit here and watch it in slow motion just so you can see how quickly it happens. All we're doing now is waiting. He's going to sit here and super buff it. And as you can see, the map is with the collection deck is relatively easy. And it's going to count down. Okay. It's getting ready to happen here, believe it or not. And it happens very, very quickly. Here comes your Unholy Power, your Unholy Hero for damage as well as damage transference. Speed this up, slow it down a little bit so we can see it because it happens very, very quickly. Wait for it. There it goes. As you can see, you can't even see it. Boom. There's the Twilight Infestator. One shot right off the band, and he wins the map. Very great. Very efficient. Did it better than I would have because I just used pure nature. My hat is off to Wear Puppy. Congratulations on winning the 15th Community Challenge. The 16th Community Challenge is just around the corner. And I hope we learned some stuff from it. I hope you enjoyed this replay. And this is Darien DeFord signing off.